Hey guys, just logging into Combat Arms today. I was just going to do a quick look at this stuff that I've got. Oh, inbox is flashing. What? He wasn't kidding. He actually gave me a perm Magpul. That's awesome! Wow! Perm Magpul FMG-9. I know that sounded like a 12-year-old, but that was awesome. You can put a silencer on it. Awesome. It's just like the one from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I love this gun in that game. Using its survival is just ridiculously awesome. Ethan_White. You are Jesus. Sort of. Thank you very much. And you weren't kidding. I thought you were joking because you seemed like you were joking at the time. But thank you very, 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 10 years later, very much. I can't possibly say thank you. Oh my god, this is going at the beginning of the review. Thank you, Ethan. Shout out to you, man. Big time. See you guys. Hey guys, Shadolance back for another review. So if you guys didn't guess already, I am doing the Magpul FMG-9. I got this gifted to me by the guy I mentioned in the previous clip. Oh my god. I told him, he asked me, are there any guns you want? And I was like, well, I mean, the only ones I'm planning on reviewing over the next few days are the, well, I gave the list of ones that I put out in my review there, and this just happened to be one of them in my Sony Vegas video. And I mean, I start off my first game using it. This is my very first game using it. I start off the game kicking ass. I grabbed 2 ultra kills in a row, and then, oh my god, I just rape ass with this thing. It is hilarious. I could not have done better with this gun if I wanted to. This thing was just a rape gun. It's amazing. I love this gun. It's probably one of my favorite SMGs in the entire game. Although they did, honestly, I will say they nerfed it. I did get to use it before they nerfed it, and it had a smaller spread similar to that of the P90, and it had a slightly faster fire rate. It was like 91 or 92. So I'm going to get into the stats now. The damage is 36, so it's just slightly above the average old version, old world SMG, which was around a 33 to 35. And if you guys are wondering, the FMI SAF was a 33-ish. It was like 30 or 33, so this is quite a bit higher than that. It has a portability of 90 and a rate of fire of 90, so those are equal to the New World SMGs, as you may call them, being the Berapi, the FMI, basically everything except the M24-9 Para. That thing is still just an outlier. That's a piece of shit, in my opinion. But anyway, accuracy of 77, and the spread recovery is lightning fast. The recoil is 60, which is really not that bad. The rate of fire being 90, that's like super, super, super high. And despite what a lot of people say, you actually can put a suppressor on this thing, and I would say that's entirely up to you. In a close quarters combat map, don't bother. In all honesty, for Kill Creek, I probably should have put an S3 suppressor on it. You don't need to lower the recoil on this thing. You can't put a scope on it anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it. What I would suggest you guys do, though, is I would suggest an S3 if you're going to put anything on it. Tracer bullets for S2 are completely useless. The flash is a little less useless. And the sound is always nice. But anyway, you cannot put a scope on it unlike you can in Call of Duty. So if you guys do know the Modern Warfare 3 game, this is also my favorite weapon in Modern Warfare 3 too. So if you guys are wondering, the FMG-9, this and the it's a submachine gun. I forget. It's like the PMG-9. You get it after the Scorpion, PMG-9 or something like that. But the FMG-9 and PMG-9, whatever those two are my favorite in Call of Duty. And this is probably still one of my favorite SMGs even in Combat Arms. This thing is absolutely amazing. I can just destroy people with this thing. It sounds awesome, and this thing actually in real life can be so small you can fit it in your pocket like the size of a larger smartphone. Like if you think about the HTCs, that's about how big this thing is. That is literally the size of it. It's that small. The clip size is 30 of 90, and unlike a lot of SMGs, I don't seem to rip through my ammo as fast with this one as I do with things like Scorpions and stuff. Although theoretically this has the faster fire rate, so that doesn't make sense. But the only downside of this gun that I can see right off the bat is it does seem to have a sort of delay in firing by like 0.2 or 0.3 seconds. So, I mean, if you guys look when I start firing, it just basically subtract 0.2 or 0.3 seconds. That's when I actually click down on my mouse. So tapping with this thing is obviously not possible because of that, and not that you really can tap. You can't put a scope on it. It's basically a P90 because the spread never gets very big even when jumping. It's super, super nice. It used to be even smaller before they nerfed it, as I said before. But I would suggest this gun for anyone. Basically, if you guys weren't able to get a P90 before, get this gun instead because it's equally as good. Except it has a smaller clip size, although on turn it does have more clips than the P90, which only has 2 unless you have the SE variant. And I stepped on mines there again, and I killed the guy who placed the mines, Evil Fart. Also, I did want to give a quick shout out to him. He was in several of my reviews that I've done this week, so I gotta say thank you, Evil, for hosting the rooms. A lot of times I walked in, I was trying to host them myself, and I just wasn't getting anything done because like an OP carrier with a knife would come into the room or something. So thank you for helping me host the rooms, and thank you, Evil Fart. Big shout out to you. His name is spelled without any weird spelling, Evil-Fart. That's literally it. So he's part of Renegade Soldier, so if you guys didn't know that, that's the clan he's a part of, and I thank you very much for helping me out there. I really appreciate it. At any rate, so I do appreciate all the support you guys have given me, especially the dude that gave me this gun, Ethan White, dude. Thank you, man, so much. I could never possibly have asked for this. It's on normally for $25, and it's on for $25 right now, too, in the return sale. I don't know if it's going to go off after this, but I suggest anyone that can get this gun should get this gun. And if you look, Evil Fart picked up my Magpul right there, and he just gave me a headshot with it. Now, one thing that I sadly find is not true about this gun, it doesn't seem to be like that big of a headshot machine like the P90 is. I mean, it gets this like usual like SMG massive amount of headshots, but compared to other weapons, other SMGs like the P90, it doesn't seem to get headshots as much. Now, I think that might be because of the lower clip size. Honestly, I'm glad that they restricted the addition of clips on this, because if you would have been able to make this 40 of 90, this thing could just walk through an entire base and get like a ton of kills. You could get unbelievable like nothing else with this weapon. So I'm actually very glad they did that. I mean, obviously that is a downside for me too, but you know what? I'm just glad that they didn't do it because I didn't want to see other people running around with it. And like a pro, I tried to ninja this guy here, but it doesn't exactly work, so that was a little bit of a fail. So suppressor's up to you guys. You can't put a scope on it. You can't put an extended magazine on it. If you could put an eye-tech scope on this thing, it would just be crazy. Actually, I think the recoil would be a little bit too heavy to actually use, so I don't know how useful that would actually be. I feel like it would be a little bit like a P90 with a little bit of up and down recoil, a little bit less side to side. So it'd be similar to a P90, but not exactly. But yeah, so I suggest you guys use this gun close quarters. It's basically, if you guys weren't able to get the dual Scorpions when they were out, this is a pretty darn good equivalent. This and the FMI SAF. They have the same sort of feel to them, except the FMI has the burst mode, although it also has lower damage. And the one thing I would like to talk about this gun is the damage drop-off in comparison to a lot of the other New World SMGs, as you might say, is actually very, very low. The damage drop-off in comparison with this gun is just, like, practically nothing in comparison. Now, obviously, because it's an SMG, it has more than the average gun, like a sniper or something else, but the drop on this gun for it is not anywhere near as bad. As you can see with the double kill I got right there, I was able to do that without too much trouble. Even though at a slightly longer distance. And the bullets, although the spread does look, well, like it's bigger than what it is when you're just walking and not shooting, the bullets tend to go in the typical original spread. They don't stray too far from the center despite how big the spread actually gets. So it's a great gun. I suggest you guys get it. This gun will probably score a 9 out of 9 for me. And I'm not being biased. I mean, actually, I'm being completely biased when I say that I love it from Modern Warfare, but in all honesty, it's still an excellent gun in combat arms. I suggest you guys use it. And if any of you guys have Modern Warfare 3, try survival with your friends and stuff. What I suggest you do is go into Dome. I'm going to talk about Modern Warfare 3 here for a minute because I'm just feeling like talking about it, so shut up. I'm done talking about the gun for combat arms. It's an excellent gun. Go buy it. Stop arguing. Unless you already have it, in which case I love you because you're a good person. So Modern Warfare 3, go to Dome, get an FMG Magpul, get a PMG-9, or an ACR, one of the two once you get high enough level. I'm not saying that just because the guy was using it, I actually use an ACR. Grab yourself, if you're playing single player, get a explosive sentry, go into the little pit that's just outside where the weaponry stock is. Go into the little pit where they can all come at you from 3 sides, and then you're going to see 2 sand pits, 2 blocks with a machine next to them. In between the blocks and the machine, put the explosive sentry facing straight outwards, facing straight at the far side where they can come at you from the small little hill. And then on the other side of the blocks, actually kind of behind them, put a regular sentry because it's taller and it can shoot over that. And that way, between the explosions and the regular sentry, and then I want you to stand behind the actual blocks. That way the dogs will get distracted by the sentries and they won't target you first usually. Between all of that and you shooting into the area where you restock your explosives, if you shoot into that area and cover that, your sentries will cover the rest, and your explosive one will be able to shoot into the building that you restock your ammo in, so you actually will be able to defend that well, and it will hit anyone inside there too, just like throwing a grenade in there. So it's a really, really good plan, and it works really, really well. And then you can easily, because you're closer to both, you can restock body armor and that kind of stuff super easily. And then if you get a Delta squad, what they will literally do is they will stand and they will form a triangle. One faces each direction if you do it properly. One will face each direction, and each one will cover one side. So if you get a Riot Shield squad, you can easily cover that. So it's basically the ultimate decision. The thing is, the second they start having juggernauts, and the second they multiple juggernauts, and start throwing grenades and stuff past the chemical warfare, which is like round, I want to say like 15 or 16ish. Past that round, they will start throwing grenades, in which case your guys will lose their shields and then get raped.
Holy shit!
1 minute. Wait! Who are you calling?
Oh no! She didn't just hang up on me!
Guys, I know I talked about Modern Warfare 3 for a while there, but I've been playing the game a lot recently, so I like it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Buy this gun. It's not an option. It's not an option, really. Go buy it. Especially if you missed out on the dual Scorpions. But anyway, so rate, comment, subscribe. Get your friends to rate, comment, subscribe to support me. I really appreciate it, guys. I can't wait to start hosting events for you guys. I know I say that every time, but I really mean it. So I will see you guys in the next review. Shadolance out.